Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be making this 3D paper craft project. It is a tall, square-bottomed bag, and to make this what we're going to need is a piece of 6x12 cardstock. We're going to do a little heat embossing today. We're going to try and see how that turns out. But first of all, let's go ahead and score and get the project made. Okay. Get some things out of my way here. Okay, so for this project, if you have pattern paper, you want to make sure that the 6-inch side is the top of the paper. Alright? And so what we want to do is, in saying that, the bottom of the paper is now going to be on the left-hand side of the board. So on the 12-inch side, you're going to score at 1 1/4. And then you're going to take the bottom and you're going to align it at the top of the board. And these score lines that we're about to make, they're only going to go to this previously scored line that you just made. So we're going to go at 1 1/4 and we're going to stop, 2 1/2 and stop, 3 3/4 and 5. Now on this 5-inch mark, I'm going to ever so lightly just kind of make a line all the way down the cardstock, and that's to help me line things up here in a minute when I'm bringing everything together. Grab my scissors wherever I put them. Honestly, I do not know where they went. Here they are. Okay, so this corner down here in the bottom, we're going to trim off. Make sure you trim off the right one. The line that we made all the way across the top, just that single line, the bottom piece to that is the one you're going to take off. These little increments are actually 1 1/4, and this last one is 1 inch, so the smallest one you're going to take off. Now these other ones, you can simply just cut up on these score lines, and that would be just fine. I am going to ever so slightly cut in on these score lines just so when we fold things in, we don't have any overage sticking out on the bottom of our bag. So I'll just fold these in a little bit, just like that. Okay, and now I will tell you, because I did make that sample project to make sure this was going to work out. When you have a long box like this, this is actually a thinner cardstock, I guess. The cardstock that I used to make the example was the really thick stuff, like the 110 pound, and trying to roll that up this tight was kind of a trick, but this isn't too bad. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your side over here and you're going to fold it over to where it matches with that score line that you made that went all the way up to the top, just like that. Okay, so I do this several different ways. You've seen me put adhesive on the flap and so forth, but for this time, I don't mean to confuse anyone, and I don't know why I do it differently sometimes, no idea, but this is the inside of your project. Okay, and I'm going to stick the adhesive all the way down this side, just like this. Okay, then when I match everything up and fold it in, that will catch. Now this back flap, because this is the back when we join everything together, this is the only flap that will not get adhesive. So when we open it up, that means these 3 pieces are going to get adhesive. So we'll put a piece here, and this is 1/2-inch score tape that I'm using. Very strong stuff. I love it. It works wonderful on these 3D paper projects. Alright, so, oh, you know what? Because of what we're doing, I'm so glad I stopped myself. Normally, you'll fold it up, put it together, embellish it, and be done with it. But we are going to heat emboss, and we need to do that before we put it together. So, what you're going to do is you're going to envision that this piece here, okay, you have your blank spot, and then 1 piece and 2 piece from the right hand side. This is going to be the front of your project. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this star stamp, and I'm going to take some Versamark ink and some of this detailed silver powder, embossing powder, and we're going to embellish it that way just on the front little section of this, okay? So let's do that right now. So I'm going to put some Versamark ink on my stamp, and we're just going to randomly stamp these stars all the way up this paper. Okay, so you can see where it's left the impression of that ink. Now what we're going to do is grab a piece of paper, because it's going to catch all the extra embossing powder. Like I said, this is silver detail embossing powder, and all you do is just sprinkle this over your ink, just like that. And normally you would use like an anti-static pouch and go over it. I didn't do that this time. That just, if you use the anti-static pouch, it just kind of prohibits some of this embossing powder sticking someplace that it doesn't need to be. But we'll just kind of hit it off like this, and you'll see those stars on there just like that. So then we'll take this extra embossing powder that we did not use, and we'll just feed it back into our jar for next time. Okay, I am going to try to use this on the greeting as well, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, so we've stamped it all. Now to activate this embossing powder, you have to heat it up. So I'm going to heat it up, and then you'll see it melt, and we'll move forward. Okay, so that part of it is finished, and we'll just set that aside for just a minute. And like I said, I'm going to try to do the greeting as well, and I'm not sure which one I want to use. So we're going to stamp 2 different greetings. One's smaller, one's bigger. This one just says happy birthday. It's just a clear stamp. Sometimes these small, tiny stamps, if you try to do them with heat embossing, they just get kind of blurry. Can't really read them. So this is a little bit bigger one. It says celebrate you. So we'll just put it on here, and we'll see which one looks the best, and then size wise which one fits on the project the best. Okay, so those greetings are both done, and you know, they both look, they're okay. So I'm going to cut them both out. Because it's kind of a celebrate you, it kind of looks like confetti around the greetings. But if you really wanted like a crisp, clean image when you're embossing, you really will want to get one of those static pouches. Okay, I'm going to trim off. Since this one is smaller, I'm going to trim it up just so. We'll choose one of those in a moment. Let's grab our project. Okay, now what we're going to do is, this side over here, we are going to take off the backing. We're going to stick it together by lining up the edge of this paper with that score line that we made earlier, and that's why we did it ever so slightly, just so we could see where we needed everything to meet up. And then we'll match all of that together, and it didn't exactly go together perfectly, but it's okay. We'll smash it down and And like I said, when this score tape sticks, it sticks for good. There is no way that I can take this apart right now. But that's the back of it, so that's okay. All right, so there are 4 flaps on this project on the bottom. This one here does not have any kind of adhesive. It goes in first, it's the back. We'll do the side flaps next, so one side and then the other side. It doesn't matter which one you do first. And then the front flap we'll do last. If you have any extra adhesive that sticks over the side, you just kind of roll it over and then put that on just like that. Okay, so this is our project. It's a really tall box. We're going to kind of pinch it at the top and gather it together. This will hold lots and lots of different things. So it will hold, it would hold chocolates. You could hold some kind of, I don't know, lots of things. I had this star that I had pulled out of my die cuts. Alright, so to finish this project out, I went ahead and went with a die cut star. And we're going to put some adhesive on the back of the star. And then I'm going to just leave the front open for now, because when I decide to give this to someone, I'm going to permanently close it with some adhesive. I'm not going to use Velcro or magnets or anything like that, just because of the way the flap comes over. So we will just put some adhesive around this area towards the bottom of the star. And then we will adhere the greeting to the front. And that's going to be it for this project. This one will be finished. And I'll just put it in my stash for when I need a quick little gift. I can, excuse me, I can pull this out and quickly do that. Now this, I wanted it to go on a certain way. So I wanted to kind of cover those couple stars there and go at an angle like that. So we'll go and press the back side down. So now the back is connected and this will be adhered whenever I'm ready to do that. This is our greeting. It says "Celebrate You." We're going to take some foam tape and just lay on the back of that greeting. Take the backing off of it here. And then I did take some of the excuse me, some of the silver paper that I used to cut out the die cuts with, like the star, and I had some small strips left over. I made a little small thin little mat, maybe like 1/8 of an inch, around my greeting to kind of give it a border. So when this goes down like this, we can put this on here, probably like right here in between the stars. So we'll press that down. All right, there's the project for today. We'll see you next time.